Hello student, this is Palla Darbari, your host, and you are watching Palla Darbari classes. In this video, we will discuss Macroeconomics Class 12th, Determination of Income and Employment, Chapter 3, Volume 3. In this video, we will discuss Investment Multiplier. In the Investment Multiplier, we will go through the meaning. We will discuss the history of Investment Multiplier. We will see the relationship of multiplier with MPS and MPC. We will also go through the working of investment multiplier. Let us discuss the meaning of investment multiplier. Listen, investment multiplier expresses the relationship between the initial increase in investment and the resulting increase in income. What it means? It means investment multiplier shows and tells that with a change in investment, income changes to manifold. If we increase the investment, income increases to manifold, and when we decrease the investment, income decreases to manifold. So this direct relationship between investment and income is called investment multiplier. It is observed that the change in the income is the multiple effect of change in the investment. Let us see and discuss the history of investment multiplier. The concept of multiplier was introduced by F.A. Kohn, and he has introduced the concept for the determination of employment. He wants to see the multiplier effect on employment. Professor John Maynard Keynes used the concept of multiplier in the investment. Remember one thing, investment multiplier is being represented by small k, and it is always equal to change in income divided by change in investment, because it tells the direct relationship between income and investment. Here k represents investment multiplier, y represents change in income or output, and delta y represents change in investment. So here we have seen k represents investment multiplier, delta y represents change in income or output, and delta I represents change in investment. Now let us see and discuss the relationship of investment multiplier with MPC and MPS. There exists a direct and positive relationship between investment multiplier and MPC. Algebraically, we know that MPC plus MPS is equal to 1, or we can say that C plus S is equal to 1, or S is equal to 1 minus C. Small c represents marginal propensity to consume, small s represents marginal propensity to save. So in place of MPC we can write down small c, and in place of MPS we can write down small s. So here we can see that MPS is equal to 1 minus MPC. So it means that in the case of MPC, there is a direct relationship between investment multiplier and MPC, and at the same time there is an inverse relationship between investment multiplier and MPS. When I say direct relationship, what it means? It means that when the MPC increase, multiplier also increases, and vice versa. And in the case of the MPS, when the MPS increase, investment multiplier decreases, because there exists a negative relationship. The things become much more clear when we discuss the same thing through the schedule. Now let us see the mathematical derivation of investment multiplier. Let us see how the investment multiplier is equal to MPS and MPC. We know that income is equal to C plus S. Income means Y. It is equal to C plus S, consumption plus saving. We know that saving and investment both are equal, because in the previous video we have discussed that at the equilibrium level of income and employment, saving is always equal to investment. So at the equilibrium level of income, saving and investment both are equal. So we can write down Y, that is income, equal to consumption plus investment. It can also be represented as delta Y is equal to delta C plus delta I. Remember one thing, change in income will be on account of change in consumption and change in investment, because change in consumption and change in investment will always be equal to change in income, because the change in income is on account of the changes in consumption and investment. So it can also be represented like delta Y is equal to delta C plus delta I. If we divide this equation with the denominator Y, it will always be equal. If we divide delta Y with the Y, if we divide delta C with delta C, if we divide delta I with delta Y, I mean we can represent it in this way also. Delta Y divided by delta Y is equal to delta C delta Y plus delta I divided by delta Y. We know that delta Y divided by delta Y is 1, so I have written it as 1. Delta C divided by delta Y I have written as such, plus delta I divided by delta Y. We know that the formula to identify to represent the investment multiplier is delta Y upon delta I. Here it is being written delta I upon delta Y. It means it is the inverse multiplier, investment multiplier. So I have written here plus 1 upon delta Y. Why I have written 1 upon K? Because investment multiplier is equal to delta Y upon delta I. Here it is being written delta I upon delta Y. It means inverse investment multiplier is written. So I have written it as such, 1 plus 1 divided by multiplier K. Listen, delta C upon delta Y is equal to MPC, because the formula to calculate the MPC is delta C upon delta Y, because MPC is change in consumption divided by change in income. So in place of delta C upon delta Y, I have written MPC. It can also be written as 1 minus MPC, because if MPC go to that side it becomes negative. So I have written 1 minus MPC is equal to 1 upon investment multiplier. Take the cross multiplication. It will become K equal to 1 upon 1 minus MPC, or we can write down K is equal to 1 upon MPS. Why? Because 1 minus MPC is equal to MPS. In the previous slide we have seen it. I hope the point is clear. So in this way we can say that how the multiplier is equal to investment multiplier is equal to 1 upon 1 minus MPC, and how the investment multiplier is equal to 1 upon MPS. As we have discussed earlier, that in the case of multiplier and MPC there exists a direct relationship. Here we can say when the MPC increase, multiplier is also increasing. When the MPC is 0, multiplier is K. When the MPC is 0.25, multiplier is 1.33. When the MPC is 0.5, investment multiplier becomes 2. So here we can see that with the increase in MPC, investment multiplier is also increasing. At the same time, we know that we have discussed earlier also that there exists a negative relationship between MPS and multiplier. When the MPS is decreasing, here we can say that MPS is decreasing. When the MPS is decreasing, what is happening? Investment multiplier is increasing. When the MPS is 1, investment multiplier is 1. When the MPS decreased to 0.75, it increased to investment multiplier increased to 1.33. When the MPS further reduced to 0.5, investment multiplier increased to 2. Here we can see that there exists a negative relationship. Now let us see how the investment multiplier works. Listen, the operation of multiplier can be explained with the help of numerical example. Let us discuss. Let us assume that the value of MPC is equal to 0.5, and also suppose that the initial increase in investment is 50 crore. This implies, when I say MPS is 0.5, that is 50%, this implies that with every increase in rupees 1 in the income, people consume half of the increased income. It means that people consume 50 paisa and they will save 50 paisa. Let us discuss with this schedule. Here we can say the rounds are there, first round, second round, third round. Here we can say that increase in investment Here we can say change in income. Here we can say MPS, MPC. Here we can say MPS. This delta C represent MPC and it represent MPS. Okay? What is being represented by this one? MPC and here MPS. Listen, the table shows that initial increase in the investment will lead to initial change in the income by 50 in the round 1. So initial increase in investment is 50 and the initial change in income is also 50 crore. In the investment multiplier, MPC, this one, plays a very important role. Here MPC is 50%. It means that out of the total income, 50% of the money the people will spend on consumption and the remaining 50% they will save. Remember one thing, this 50% will be added in the national income in the subsequent round. It means we can see the 50% consumption will be considered as the income in the second round, subsequent round, and here the consumption will be the income in the third round and so on. Let us try to explain the same thing. And remember one thing, this 50% will be added in the national income in the subsequent round till the consumption becomes 0 or the saving becomes 0. Let us explain with the example. Let us presume that the initial investment done by the car industry is 50 crore. That will be the income of the workers of the car industry. Here we can say that is 50 crore. Worker will consumed and spent 50%, they will consumed and save 50% because it is presumed that they will consume 50% of the income and they will save 50% of the income. So they have decided to consume 50% of the income, that is 25 crore they will consume and remaining 25 crore they will save. Suppose they have decided to consume 25 crore on TV. So in the second round, that is round 2, this consumption will be the income of the workers doing in the TV industry. So here we have seen change in income. It means in the second round, the income increased by 25 crore. The same thing continues. The workers of the TV industry, they will save 50% and they will consume 50%. Suppose they will consume 50%, that is 12.5 crore on the consumption of cloth. So the consumption over here will be added in the third round as a change in income of the workers doing job in the cloth industry. So here we can say the consumption over here will be the income in the next subsequent round. The same thing happens continue over here. They will save 50%, they will consume 50% and they will save 50%, and the process will going on till the consumption becomes 0 or the saving becomes 0. At the end, we will see that the income increased to 100. Listen, the initial investment is 50 and because of this initial investment, the income has increased or income becomes to 100. So the change in income on account of investment is called investment multiplier, and here the income has increased to 100, that it becomes 2 times. And once again we try to see and try to discuss the table so that the thing become much more clear to us. The table shows that the initial increase in the investment is 50, which lead to change in the income by 50 in the first round. We have discussed the initial investment, the income of the people will increased with the same amount. Let the initial investment done by a reputed car industry is 50. The change in the investment will lead to an increase in the income of the workers of the car industry by 50. MPC over here is 50%, that is 0.5. So the worker consumes 0.5 of the increased income, that is 25 rupees. Therefore save 25 rupees. This will lead to leakage as it is not plugged back into the economy. Let us suppose that the workers spend this increased income on the consumption of TV. In the next round, as I told you, the consumption On the first will be the income of the subsequent round. So in the next round, due to increase in the consumption expenditure by 25, there will be an increase in the income by 25 for the workers of the TV company. The workers of the TV company will again spend half of the increased income, that is 12.5. Say they spend on the purchase of the clothes and save the rest as a part of the income. So in the third round, similarly, the increased consumption expenditure of 12.5 on clothes will cause a change in the income by 12.5 for the cloth workers. They will spend half of this income on consumption, that is 6.25. This process will continue and the income will go on increasing. As a result of increase in consumption, the total change in income, that is delta y, is equal to 100 approximately, and the change in the investment will be 50. So we can say that the change in investment, that is 50, has multiplied the income to 2 times, that is with 50 we have made the income 100. The formula to calculate the investment multiplier is this one. Through this formula we come to know that the investment multiplier has becomes 2 times. It means the investment has made the income 2 times. Try to understand the same thing with the graph. This is the income line, 45-degree angle. This is aggregate demand. It means consumption plus investment. Demand totally depends upon investment. If the investment increase, definitely the demand will also increase. E is the full employment level. Suppose the demand has increased. Why the demand has increased? Because of the investment. When the company decided to invest more money, so what will happen? It means the company will increase the production. When the company will increase the production, new job will be generated. It means national income will increase. When the national income will increase, aggregate demand will increase and the new equilibrium point will be restored. So here we can say that because of investment the demand has increased, and because of which what happens, we can see that the investment is that much, and because of that much investment the income increased to larger extent. This diagram shows that with the change in investment the income changed to manifold. Change in investment is only that much, and with that change the income increased to manifold. Remember one thing, on the basis of the action we can say that the investment performed the forward action and backward action. Let us discuss all the actions in detail one by one. Remember, multiplier effects can take place both in the forward direction as well as in the backward direction. Forward multiplier process takes place when an initial increase in the investment causes a multiple increase in the income. On the other hand, backward multiplier process takes place when an initial fall in the investment causes a multiple fall in the income. Let us try to understand it through the graph. Firstly, we will discuss forward investment multiplier. This is the income, this is the aggregate demand. Suppose this is the equilibrium point. Suppose the demand has increased. Why the demand has increased? Because of increase in investment. When the investment increase, the production will increase, more job will be generated. With more job, income will increase. With the increase in income, the demand will increase. So here we can say the equilibrium point will be this one now. So this is the new full employment level. So let us see. Here we can see that the change in investment is that much and the change in income is this one. Here we can say that because of increase in investment, the income has increased. Has the income increased or decreased? Here we can say that with the increase in investment, the income has increased to manifold. That is forward direction. Let us see the backward investment multiplier. Aggregate demand. Suppose the company decided to cut down the investment. When the company decided to cut down the investment, the production will be stopped. Factor payment will be reduced, because of which employment will decrease, because of which national income will decrease and the aggregate demand will decrease. So with the fall in the aggregate demand, what will happen? This is the equilibrium point now, full employment level. So here we can say that because of change in investment, the income has changed, but since the investment has reduced, so the income reduced to manifold. Here the investment is reduced, and because of fall in the investment, the income reduced to manifold. I hope the point is clear. So here we have seen how the investment can be forward looking, forward action. The investment can perform the forward action, and investment can also perform the investment multiplier can perform the forward action. Investment multiplier can also perform the backward action. The meaning of the investment multiplier is clear. Derivation is clear. This topic is very important. I think 3 to 4 marks question can easily be plotted from this topic. Let us see. That's all I have in this video. Thanks for watching. God bless you all. Dear subscribers, if you have not subscribed my channel, please subscribe the channel. And don't forget to press the bell icon so that whenever I upload the new video, you get the notification.